How many of you are aware that the mangoes which you see in the fruit market, especially before the season, they have been ripened artificially? Now you will say, "Come on, Sushmita, it's not an it's a no-brainer. Everyone knows that anything which is coming before the season has obviously been ripened artificially." Hi, my name is Sushmita, and today, in the next few minutes, we are going to dissect what induction is all about and when it is recommended and when it is not recommended. So, I have also talked about it in my book, The Newborn Mom, on where exactly this induction of labor fits into picture and why it is important and when it is not important. So let's first of all understand what happens with the unripe mango. So what happens in order to often meet the supply or create a demand for something, and of course this impatience thing with humans that they want to eat everything. Because of that, a lot of, and for other reasons, profit and everything, a lot of other reasons as well, the fruits, most of the vendors, they are involved in ripening the fruits through an artificial process, whether it's the vegetables or the fruits. Now you would agree that it the fruit is ripening or seen as ripening in an artificial environment, and it comes with a cost. The repercussions of consuming such fruits which are off season, they show up sooner or later. So similarly, in the birthing side as well, when a mother is induced, it creates repercussions. And it is important for all the women to be aware on why it is imperative to not go through induction unless and until it is medically indicated. So, what's induction all about? We keep hearing a lot about it, and we see a lot of elders are also very comfortable that, beta, you should have got admitted to the hospital on time or before time. They could have made the process slower. And by slower, somewhere people don't know that it is being induced. And the process of labor is actually trying to be hastened. So, when we are artificially stimulating the uterus so that the contractions can start to happen, that's where we see that the labor has been induced. When the mother starts going through the contractions after the process has been applied. Now, how is it done? It is either done by administering oxytocin or prostaglandins, or by artificially rupturing the membrane, the amniotic membrane, that is inside which the your baby is there, the amniotic sac is there. So how does it matter? Because anyways a baby is coming out. But the thing is, whenever we are trying to disrupt the natural physiology, it comes with a cost. And we are going to cover about it in the next video on what exactly happens. But for now, it's important for you to understand when and when not to go with it. So by this time, you would have understand or gained an understanding about what induction is roughly and why it may not be good, because you are disrupting something and it is going to have a side effect or an impact, which most of the women might not be aware about. So as per the WHO recommendation, any woman, any pregnant woman who has reached 41 weeks of gestation, that is 40 weeks plus 7 days, she might be eligible for an induction. And any woman who is lesser than 41 weeks, sorry, she is not eligible, especially if it is an uncomplicated pregnancy. Now, we are not talking about complication as to what the label has been put by the care providers. We are talking about whether truly the woman is having a complicated pregnancy or not, right? So, label versus the reality are both two different things, two different aspects. So, always remember that the number of weeks matter, and that's where the decision based on the risk and benefit ratio is supposed to be applied. And if there is any birth professional or any doctor watching this video, you also might be aware, and there are repercussions. There are enough research studies done which point out to the fact that unrequired induction leads to unnecessary dysfunctions as well, which I will talk about in the other video. So think about it, women. If you are going through a pregnancy phase or are planning to conceive, or you have any of your loved ones or any women around you, make sure that you educate them if they need to know this. And it's important whenever there is a anything coming as intervention, you got to understand what are the benefits, what are the impacts, and whether it is really needed or not, whether is there an alternative or not, right? So, and based on that, think about how the whole birthing process is going to get impacted. If you are looking for a healthier you and a healthier baby, then you would understand that how important it is to be aware, be educated about how your body works as well. Now, in the past, of course, one may say that women in the past, they didn't have to go through any formal education or be aware about it. Why? Because there was this culture of inherited knowledge, wisdom being transferred. When you are already acting upon your instinct and intuition, you may not need. But in today's time, especially because of the prevailing misinformation, and there is so much around you, at times it becomes little difficult to see the difference between what is truth, what is lie, what is myth. And that's where it becomes imperative for you to understand what the evidences are saying, and not just an year-old evidence. We're talking about years-old evidences which have been proven. And what our traditional inherited knowledge of birthing wisdom says. So, what is it that you feel is going to help you make better decisions? So, I recommend you to stay mindful of what the birthing wisdom says and align your birthing journey in accordance with not just the intuition, but also the instincts. And at the same time, keeping yourself informed is extremely important. So think about it. How would your life change when your life is driven by these three things: instinct, intuition, and staying informed? Till then, see you in the next video.